Yeah, they talking wild, but I'm still holding ground. Mud in my veins, let the trunk shake the town. Third coast born, truth spilling out of my soul. Bump this for the real, let the rhythm take hold. A Machiavelli production. What's Gucci, my ninjas? Tuesday night, Lil Chaz fucking lit. Spitting tales from history for your benefit. Tickling freaks, dolphin wank vibes. Hugh Glass dragging ass to survive. Brahma bulls rampant, slender dads admired. Mad chismos ignited, punk waddles inspired. Pause that shit, they riff on fleek. Old ass tales get a dope ass tweak. If you disagree, call us for free. Unless your name is Steve on the real, that dude's starting to scare me. Yo, imp, best check your six. Steve sneaking up quick, stealing your shtick. Pause that, tap that, rip that shit quick. They keep trying to mimic it, but you should stick with bots juice in your streams, fake love and they feed. I'd rather stay slept on than bow to the greed. Tickling whispers echo in the night. Dolphins horny, slender savage cry. Machismo burns bright in the fire. Brahma bulls moves never tire. Punk waddles bars, pure insanity. Little Chaz voice spinning that tea. Pause and flex, the vibes are free. Oh, and for the girlfriend, here's your probationary inclusion.
Wonder why it's probationary. And welcome to another episode of MADePAP, episode 12, The Truck Nuts. I'm me, they're them, we're us, and we are the YouTube equivalent of Braille because people feel us when we speak. Yeah, it's good. I'm happy with that one.
So tonight, are we driving by Braille?
What?
I mean, how do we?
That would cause a really bad accident, I think.
I know, but it might, stimulate the truck nuts. Anyway, moving on.
Are we going to
Was that
start
on your
swapping
notepad?
positions? There we go.
Woo!
Oh boy.
Here we go. It begins.
Anyway, no mailbag tonight. Just to let you know, you just email at madcheesemo@gmail.com or you call 726-610-5357. It's going across the screen. Just do either one of those and you can be a part of the show.
I know.
Either one.
Audience
Anybody.
participation.
It begins with a guy named Imp.
No, Punkwaddle was the one saying something that bombed.
Typical.
Oh, you know what? Fair. They do tell a story, I guess. Yeah.
Some people call him the illustrated man.
It's true, especially the scars on his thighs, his upper thighs.
Hold on. I've
I
never
don't like
talked
the
about
way-
those before.
I don't like the way he said that sensually.
But those are donor sites. They're not exactly burns.
He's
They're a little bit different.
This is getting weird. I'm not
Yeah.
comfortable with
Ron
this
was like,
conversation
tell me
anymore.
who donated. I'll send him a thank you card.
I gotta buy longer shorts, apparently.
Did they donate a volleyball? Because this could be Sports Illustrated if we played our cards.
Brahma's just hanging with the boys over there.
As we all are. All right. Anybody got anything before we get going?
I mean, in general,
Slender,
I'm
you with
being-
us?
I'm with you.
Okay. I feel like I could do a hands check.
To Mad's wide audience, I've been laid off. If anyone has an opening, has a line on job openings, feel free to message me on X. Let me know. There you go. That's what I have going on.
I'm looking for a producer.
You don't pay your producer. I need to have a job.
You
that
said
pays.
nothing of pay.
I think it was,
What you said was, I'm looking for a job.
Because all of us are like, man, if I didn't have to work, I would anyway. Because I love working so much.
honestly, if I was, independently wealthy like
wealthy?
Culture, I probably would be Mad's producer and not complain about it. But
I like how we came up with the exact same phrase at the exact same moment that you were searching for.
I feel like this is right, that Slender is supposed to start at the bottom. I don't know why, though.
No, because we were supposed to have another person on the panel who would have started on the bottom,
Oh.
but that person didn't show up. So
In her defense, we didn't actually set up the other computer so that her audio wouldn't be an issue. So
I
in her
mean,
defense-
honestly, putting total faith in both
True.
Punk Waddle and Imp, you can go ahead and start me at the bottom. I'm fine with that.
ooh, a challenge.
so this is what we
Wow.
call
Slender's asking to have
Slender
a
is
handicap.
accepted a handicap. Yeah, he's like, you know what? He's like Trump. He's like talking to Biden. I'll even give you a 10. I'll have a 10 handicap, and I'll still.
Dude, I'm gonna make this
Screw
shit
you.
too big to rig.
Talk about equity. You get the shortest one at the highest spot. So when I fall, I'm gonna fall pretty hard.
What?
You know.
I mean, I get what he's saying, but
Thank you. The illustration where equity, where it has the cartoon where all the people are their heads are in the same spot, but like
Yeah, you're not supposed to be listening.
the shortest one has like the highest stool.
Punk Waddle gets 2 crates. Imp gets 1 crate. Well,
Yeah.
actually, Imp's taller than me in real life, so I'd get 1 crate and he'd get no crates.
You know, when I think of Imp in real life, I think have you ever seen Grandma's Boy? I got it immediately.
I like how Punk Waddle just broke as soon as you said that.
How did he
Ain't no-
see me?
Yes.
No tea party like a grandma's tea party.
Okay. Yeah.
Grandma's tea party don't stop. Anyway.
Anyways.
That movie. It was.
Dude, I hope we at least get into the story before.
All
I
right,
move
you
on
know
to
what?
my
I'm gonna-
decision.
I'm gonna give I'll put myself in timeout for 60 seconds and see if we can get somewhere productive.
All right, let's go. Let's do this. Tonight's story is truck nuts. I don't know it, so I'm excited to hear about it.
I mean, I think we're all familiar with truck nuts. We've all seen them at this point in our life, I'm sure, right? Hanging off the back, trucks just swinging free.
I don't know if I've ever seen one in the wild.
You've never
Oh, I
actually
have.
haven't?
Tons of
Don't you live
times.
in Texas?
Yeah,
I guarantee you, Texas is one of the top selling states for truck nuts.
I guess I
Yeah.
guess they just go unnoticed to me because it feels normal.
Maybe they all have truck nuts, so you just never notice. Maybe you would more likely notice when a truck didn't have truck nuts.
Yeah,
Matt is saying he's he's nut blind right now. So
I'm
he
not
can't-
blind.
he just
He's seen so many of them, they don't even get his attention anymore.
He's like, after Iraq, I saw so many swinging free. I just can't see them. They're just there. I just can't. It's a background. It's like a blue screen for Mad. You can put whatever you want on. He'll see right through.
I did a lot of highway driving in Texas. There's a lot of there's different shapes, colors. I'm sure there's different brands and off brands and for your particular fancy.
I'm betting that could be part of our story tonight.
Mm.
Oh, I don't know.
Oh, you'd be surprised how the intrigue and conflict that sprung up from truck nuts.
I will
Well,
be
let-
surprised. That's what our story is. That's why I'm waiting for it.
Sprung.
Are we actually ready to begin?
1
do-
second.
Adios, turd nuggets.
Is Matt leaving his own stream?
Oh, anyway,
That's him.
So
that is true. Anyway, all right, we can
Coldly.
go now.
Wait, does the the truck shrink when it's cold, or just the balls? Okay.
The left one just pulls in a little bit tighter.
Okay.
Oh, is it culture appropriation? Wait, wouldn't it be man, you're doing blackball instead of like blackface?
That's how you get black balls.
Yeah, you're like, man, you're doing black nuts.
But
Pass the Sharpie.
What if the truck paint is black?
oh.
All right, we should probably start. Let's get it going.
So, in the late 1980s in northern Arizona, John Saller was out four-wheeling with friends, as one does,
Mhm.
Bolt struck him, not literally, but figuratively, in the form of an idea. As one version of the story claims, someone yelled, "Go, Ernie, show them you got balls," while another says a friend had hung plastic testicles on the back of his truck. Either way,
Those are two entirely different things.
Mhm.
they are. Either way, Seller's fascination with the idea of truck testicles began. So he started researching and using CAD software, and designed a 3-dimensional prototype of oversized bull-sized testicles.
Oh,
Full size, eh?
yeah.
Yep. Then he proceeded to contact an injection molded plastics company in Southern California run by a man named Chad Tomble to manufacture them. After some initial confusion, Tomble took him off speakerphone to clarify the request.
That's great.
He
I
went,
just-
what?
It's like, oh no, we got a guy coming in. Bring in all the sales guys. I'm going to show him how to take a call. Let's put it on speaker. What is it you want? I
You're on
want
with
nuts for my
Chad.
truck.
For how many jelly beans? Oh, not jelly beans. Okay.
So after taking off speaker and clarifying, Tomble did agree to produce the product. Saller had named his company Bull's Balls, trademarking the phrase "made to swing," and thus truck
Sorry.
nuts,
That was good.
fake
Made
testicles
to
that
swing.
hang from a truck's hitch were born. Hey, Brahma, the Bull's Balls is apparently already trademarked, so you're going to have to worry. That might not work for your product line.
You can't trademark something that is part of me.
Why am I hearing something takes a part of me? Okay.
So
That didn't take long.
You and I weren't meant to be.
Slender's like, I didn't even have to do anything. I knew I was just waiting. He's like, I just gave Punk enough rope to hang himself. And he didn't take much since he's a little penguin.
Yeah, but if he
Now I just
lands
gotta
on you,
say like 3 words and I'll pass up Imp, and that's a pretty good finish for me for the night.
I mean, you probably already should pass him since you're being chatty and part of the stream. That was an
Imp's
opportunity
the
for
only one
him
with
to actually.
personalized. Imp's the only one with personalized clips. Oh, right then.
He is?
That was like 3 times we gave him the in to try to say something.
I don't think he's there for most
he must
of
be
this.
working on his special project too.
His Gangnam style.
He's probably trying to. Isn't he working on getting you some game setups?
Me?
Yeah, haven't you been asking him to help you with?
No, he
that
left me
for,
hanging. I had to
forever?
figure it out on my own.
Left you hanging my ass.
Oh wait,
Oh,
now
there
he's
he is.
there. So that's what we like to call bait. Talking about that is what will spring Imp into the stream.
And speaking of things hanging,
So yeah, meanwhile in New Mexico, David Ham was racing in a desert rally when he spotted a truck ahead of him with custom-made testicles dangling from its hitch. Inspired, he decided to sell his own version.
Wait, so this is a different guy.
Yes, this is a different guy. So
Wait, so now we have truck nut wars?
that's what we're gonna get into. Yep.
Yes.
Nut
So-
Wars.
So he
Now
also
this is what it's like when balls collide.
oh, so that's what you're looking for. Okay.
No. Don't try to be Slender. Try to do you.
just be the best punk waddle you can be.
Oh, thanks, guys.
Oh, that would make sense, dude. Yeah, you could hide cocaine, but would it be enough to risk being caught though?
Well, I mean, if you get the right size, you could smuggle a kilo or two.
Yeah.
You get the really oversized ones. Yeah. All right. So Ham also found finding a manufacturer to be difficult. He had been rejected by 9 shops, but
Why?
luckily the 10th agreed. And by 1996, 2 years after Saller had started, Ham launched his company called Your Nuts, but with a Z instead of the S. Because this was the 90s, and that's how we did things back
That's
then.
how everything. Yeah.
Well,
Wow,
they
yeah.
The
It's
probably
like
market in the 90s
the
for vascular
executive.
testicles was a thing.
All right, so so Your Nuts began selling their version of fake testicles for trucks and cars. Both men claimed to be the original inventor, but neither was allowed to patent the idea since it mimicked something that already existed in nature.
So there's a third one.
There you go, Brahma. There's your nature
Exactly.
kept them
There's
from.
my out.
They
there's a
couldn't
third ball.
Also, I'm now confused because the second guy said he saw them on a truck during that rally race.
Right.
So how can he say he invented them when he saw somebody already having them on the vehicle?
I guess you
'Cause
don't
he
understand how
assumed-
inventions work.
He
When I see
assumed it was
something that
just
someone else
yeah.
has, I'm like, you know what? Let me hop on that before it's trademarked.
Oh, you
That
mean
wouldn't
like
be inventing it. That would be
like
trademarking it.
MADePAP?
Well, to be fair to him, that isn't that exactly what
Sounds very
What,
Chinese.
Trademark.
didn't Edison do that with electricity? Like Tesla invented it,
well,
and he's like, "Fuck you, it's mine now."
Yeah,
Well,
Edison
Tesla
was
did
AC.
alternating current, and Edison,
Yeah, Edison
was
did DC.
direct current.
Yeah. We should go over
But-
the AC/DC war sometime.
Oh yeah, we should. We can
Yeah.
talk about how Thomas Edison invented the electric chair just to discredit Tesla.
DC is far superior.
He also
to
electrocuted an elephant just
No,
to show
he
that
didn't. He
Tesla
didn't.
was not
No, it was a donkey.
not right about AC
It wasn't him.
or DC. One of the C's.
And that's also why we have so many Edison electric companies on the East Coast. Anyway, so before the internet, truck nuts were somewhat of a niche product,
Really?
requiring true enthusiasts to seek them out.
How?
But that all changed.
Man, Bob, you know what I was really looking forward to? I just need something on my truck that says Bob.
You know, the thing I think that we missed about connecting all these things, the Tesla, the Edison, the AC/DC, to who's got the biggest balls of them all.
AC/DC.
Yeah, the song "We've Got the
Big
Biggest
balls.
balls of them all." Yeah, I mean, it kind of fits this argument, right? People driving around with trucks say my balls are the first, my balls are bigger. It needed to be connected, the dots, because I still have more red yarn.
It's all right. I'll grab him.
Okay. So all right. So this all changed in 1999 when Saller launched his one website, bullsballs.com. Seeing this,
That's who's got it. Son of a bitch.
Ham started with an AOL site that same year, but things changed completely when he started his full website, yournuts.com, in 2002.
I think all these people may have a bit of an unhealthy obsession with animal testicles.
Being online had changed everything. Sales grew, and the two became aware of each other, sparking a rival.
Sorry, I just
Became
instantly
aware of each other.
I just picture the Spider-Man meme, just with them just holding the testicles in their hands as they're pointing.
Pointing them at each other.
Yeah, I picture the scene in Step Brothers where they're like, sword fight,
Oh yeah.
don't cross the streams.
Did we just become best friends?
Don't touch my drum set.
I'm gonna go upstairs and put my balls on your drum set.
Put my balls
I'm
in
No,
gonna
the
play
right.
Moby Dick for
My
real
your
now.
nuts.
I'm gonna put. I just made an order on yournuts.com, and I'm gonna put them right on your drum set.
That or the Tom Green. My balls are on the
Right.
roll.
What were the two websites? Yournuts.net.
Bullsballs.com
Balls.
and yournuts.com. Are you
Isn't
trying
this-
to see if they're still up?
No.
Isn't
Oh,
this
I'm
the
sure
era
he's going
where
there.
people would just say D's nuts all the time anyway? So that was probably couldn't coin that phrase.
What Why do I get the feeling that first few people going to those websites, if they had no idea what they were going there for, were mildly disappointed?
Yeah, this is not what I was looking for.
But now I
However,
can have my
I
own
will
set.
purchase them.
Yeah.
It's like
I-
this wasn't what I thought I wanted, but it's what I needed.
Look, I
There
was
was
opening
no-
a restaurant and I was looking for bull balls as a delicacy, but I now got them on my truck.
Yeah, you didn't even have to have the 56K warning for the website to load.
Yeah, some vets were like, "What? We were gonna totally get that site for our insemination service, and he totally stole it from us."
Hey, sure.
Hey, sure.
So being online had changed everything, with sales growing, them becoming aware of each other, and sparking a rivalry over who was the true pioneer of the truck testicle market.
Neither one of them.
They
If
There's
one
your
of them
answer.
saw
From
it out
somebody
there
else.
on the road.
Both of them saw
No,
them.
no. Well, yeah, I mean, but they had the insight into going to make injection molds to mass produce them. So their feud escalated. Saller claimed Ham called him, asserting he was the first online, which Saller denied. Ham, however, alleged Saller threatened to bury him and sent him testicles molded from a real bull.
Wait. But they're not testicle bulls. They're just testicles molded after.
Yeah, apparently making them actually molding them from a real bull's ones was a step too far. But
Well,
Saller
that
and Tomble,
escalated quickly.
Could you even see the difference? Like, I don't. They're both the same.
yeah,
It jumped up a notch.
yeah,
We
but Saller
really
and
got out of
Tomble,
hand.
yeah, Saller and Tomble denied that accusation, saying that Ham had made it up and initiated the original call.
How
So
do you
this
make
started-
a mold out of actual bull's testicles?
You
Like,
dip 'em
Brahma,
without
would you
getting
care to? Brahma, can you elaborate on that process?
The only times I've seen it done, the bull was not living.
I mean, you would just dip the
Oh.
bull's nuts into a plaster, right?
It'd have to be a dead bull then, yeah.
Yeah,
You don't think a
the,
bull could stay still long enough for you to get a good plastering?
I
Do you
don't
understand
get
what
it,
messing
let
with his
you.
balls?
Do you understand what bull riding is? Is when they put the nuts in a vice?
Yeah, but no, you would get a. We had a pet bull, El Retardo.
What does
He
a pit
came with
bull
that
have
name.
to do with it?
He came with that. No, but he would run right up to you and lick you like a dog, and like he was raised as a pet by the people we bought him from. I think I could dip his balls in the plaster.
He's like, I did a lot of things with that bull's balls.
Oh, boy.
He was very comfortable with it.
Matt,
Did a lot of things
you might
with
wanna
plaster,
just move
too.
yourself all the way to the bottom now.
No, I'm staying right
because-
here. El Retardo was a great name for a bull.
Matt's like,
It's Spanish.
in the great state of
that's-
Texas,
That's
what
not
you
the
do with
problem
the
here.
bull is your business.
Now we know why
it's
Mads is
slender.
desensitized to bull balls.
Slender doesn't get it. It's Spanish for the retard. Oh,
Again, that's not the problem here. The problem is, oh yeah, I think I could get his nuts in plaster.
I think I could
I
have.
think he'd let me fondle his balls.
Nobody said fondling. I'm just like, hey, El Retardo, like
Hey,
step
from
over
some
his
of our-
bowl. Step
From
over his
some of our
bowl.
other interactions, he was very comfortable with me.
Matt, can you clarify that at no point did you fondle the bull's balls?
Of course I didn't.
Mad was always very gentle with El Retardo's balls.
Matt's
What
like, of
base would
course
that
I
be?
didn't not fondle them.
Would that be a base or would that be shortstop?
Like what
When
base
is-
it was?
You know, going around
He-
the bases,
Oh, he would have
Molding the
when
ball.
when Mad fondled that bull's balls, he was clearly going rounding
He's going
second,
for the grand
going-
slam. What do you
That's
going
got to
into
be
third.
going to third.
Yeah, that's
yeah,
going to
isn't that
third.
about where shortstop is, or shortstop?
It is
after third?
shortstop. He's correct.
Yeah.
Yeah, so yeah. So Mad, so you got to shortstop.
He
level.
never
That's
came.
Well, I don't know if that makes it better or worse, Mad.
Wait, now are you calling into
That's
question
just-
my skills?
Yeah, you're just inattentive now.
Put that number for the mailbag up again. I want to hear what people have to say about this.
I think we're at the edge of something, reason or
If
other.
you're
If you'd
in the
like to
chat and
email us-
watching, yeah, and you want to call up and leave a comment about how Mad is selfish.
Wait,
with
that's the wrong
his
one.
head bull-
Here we go.
that makes you worry about what kind of person he is in bed. That's 726-610-5357.
Well, I know one person in the chat that will be calling in to talk about his inattentiveness in bed.
Brahma, what you did on that meetup and with Mad was supposed to stay there.
Somebody
you
took
can-
the setup at least.
But if you can leave it on the you can leave it on the voicemail, we'll all make fun of it. So yeah, go for it.
Where are we at in the story?
All right, we're at
Two
the point where
Remember we were doing that thing?
produced truck nuts.
okay, that's right. We are, just so everyone in chat is aware, we are moving away from Mad engaging in weird behavior with his pet bull.
Totally
Back to the story. So this started a string of angry emails and phone calls back and forth. Ham refused to share evidence with any reporters, even though he was continually making allegations that Saller and Tomble were attacking him. Again, as in terms of sending him truck nuts molded off of real bulls' balls. But as truck nuts gained popularity, appearing on TV and entering the public vernacular, sales continued to explode. With
Wait,
the
which
highest
one's truck
sales,
nuts?
this is just the broad category. So this is just
Okay.
getting that both of them.
The generic name for them.
The generic name for them.
Yeah, like Kleenex.
Kleenex. Yep.
Well, that's
Which
not a
is-
generic name. That is a very
Yeah, but
specific
everything's called
brand name.
Kleenex.
Brahma,
that's
this
a
is
bad
a good example. It's like saying Post-it, even though not everything is a name brand Post-it.
Or
Right.
Coke.
That's where the confusion was coming in, because in those cases, you're naming a brand name. In this case, you're naming truck nuts, and I was asking which
Okay,
company
it would be
was
like
Truck Nuts,
cereal.
because that would be a specific branded name.
It'd be like saying
not a
the
generalized.
sales for cereal has been rising. Really,
Yes,
which
I
ones?
understand that
Lucky
now.
Charms and granola bar. That's not a cereal. Cinnamon Toast Crunch.
Yep.
Okay, no. Listen, we're going to establish a rule right now.
I didn't touch it.
What's the rule?
You've given power to 4 different
Too
people
many
on this
fucking
stream.
people. To be able to turn that shit off.
It needs to
My-
leave fingerprints of who did it.
He's like, my pet bull El Retardo never treated me this way.
Wait, what?
I mean,
what?
here
Why
in
would the Catholic
2025, you can probably just 3D print truck balls.
Oh, absolutely, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we do know that the 3 states that were highest in sales were Florida,
hmm
Arizona,
Hmm.
and you want to take a guess what the third was?
Everything's
Texas.
bigger in.
Maine.
No, Ohio.
Really?
Really?
Yeah,
That's
JD
not
Vance just bought a shit
surprising.
ton.
Yeah, that's really not surprising in the grand
There's-
scheme of things.
There's a
Mhm.
lot of redneck in Ohio. You'd be surprised.
Yeah,
Florida
but-
being number one makes too much sense. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's almost too perfect.
It's
Right,
the
like-
Florida Georgia line striking back. What?
Way to lean into those stereotypes, Florida.
Yep.
I think they missed a market in this. Because can you imagine any of the, when the Mexicans pimp out their rides and they can do the, like, bounce up and down? You could literally teabag somebody with
I'm sorry.
truck
Are you
nuts on one of your.
You need a
one of your
trailer hitch for
lowriders.
'em.
you
need a
would
trailer
want
hitch.
hydraulics on your truck nuts?
Yeah,
Yeah.
But you need a trailer. Do they have trailer hitches on lowriders? I
I'm
don't
sure
think
you could
so.
put a trailer hitch on it if you really wanted to get the ability to.
Yeah,
teabag
like an
with
El
your
Camino.
vehicle.
Oh
Yes.
yeah.
I am pretty positive that putting a trailer hitch on a lowrider that does that would be the worst idea. In terms, it would be cause
But
a lot
not
of
if you
problems.
then attach truck nuts to the trailer hitch.
By the way,
There might
I'm
be
gonna
some road rash.
I'm gonna be honest. When Brahma started that, and he goes, they really missed out on a market. I was like, oh no, he's gonna say truck vaginas, or like truck ovaries
I'm not punk waddle.
for the ladies.
I have standards.
No, Matt, they wouldn't go on trucks. They would be on minivans.
I know that's what I started thinking. I was like, man, it would be a Volkswagen Jetta because that's what chicks drive, right?
And minivans do usually come with a tow hitch because people
And-
tow shit with them.
And
Yep.
and if
A
a truck
what?
reproduces with the minivan, you get an SUV.
Well,
Yeah.
okay, so
Or
for
you
a
could just put them on all
minivan,
the Subarus.
it would be what kind of toe?
Subarus hate truck nuts.
So
Exactly. The female version would go on a Subaru.
do I have to say it?
What do you
Yeah.
What?
say?
I was saying, I think the female version might be camel toes, Yeah. Hey, nice.
I used to have an Audi.
So by 2008, Saller boasted of selling hundreds of thousands of pairs ranging from 4.5 to 10 inches. They came in multiple colors, including pink, chrome, and brass. Even at the end, flame-covered designs too.
Wow.
You should see a doctor about that.
There was some in camo.
Had to have been.
They became so popular that theft started to become an issue, prompting Saller to innovate with a second-generation Bulls balls featuring a chain and lock.
Oh, I was
I-
picturing the club.
Dude,
I
what
think I
if you
remember
made?
seeing this.
What if you made a pair that glowed in the dark?
So what you're saying is truck balls just got like a sort of, I don't want to say those words out loud, but yeah, okay.
What about like the what's the neon, not the neon light, but the light that comes from underneath the
Ground
cars and
effects?
shit? Yeah,
Ground
yeah,
effects.
you got to put that on the nuts.
So the second generation came with a chastity cage?
Thank you.
I like that Punkwaddle was like dancing around and Brahman's just like, I'm just going right
Chastity
in there.
nuts.
So
It's
with
bad.
the rise in thefts, lawmakers soon started paying attention as well. But they weren't as
nobody-
Why?
Nobody was stealing this shit. Dumb teenagers were like, truck nuts, and then threw them.
Well, yeah, but they did steal them.
yeah.
Would they not so surgically remove the testicle from the truck? There was a sense of loss.
As someone who
criminal mischief at best.
Yeah.
I will tell you, as someone who was working as a claims adjuster at this exact time, I not once in all my years with Geico did I get a call where someone complained about theft of their truck nuts.
Hey, do you guys
It
cover
didn't
my
exactly
truck
rise
nuts?
to the deductible.
Yeah.
Did you have any improvements on your car? Well, I'd installed a 10-inch pair of truck nuts.
I got them there solid gold truck nuts. Those things were worth $2,000.
Got
You
custom
invested in-
testicles.
Like I had them molded after my favorite pet bull, El Retardo.
I'm sorry, sir. We only cover things that are factory installed.
I mean, I had to be gentle, but eventually he let me hold his balls and get
It's
the,
like,
get the
are you
mold
telling
up
me
there.
the good Lord didn't factory install El Retardo's balls when I had them molded?
That's how it came from the dealership.
All right, so in Maryland, a state senator, State Senator Leroy Myers, proposed banning truck nuts, calling them a vulgar display. But the legislation failed.
What year was
Oh.
this?
This is around 2008.
Okay.
In Florida, Senator Kerry Baker suggested a $60 fine and a few points
Yeah.
off your license,
Like that's
which
gonna
passed,
happen.
which passed the Senate but didn't pass the Florida House. So the upper chamber of Florida was dismayed, but the People's House in Florida said no. We'll
What
keep
fuck
these nuts.
no?
How many of those do you think had those nuts on their
I
truck?
can guarantee you that the entire delegation from the Panhandle of Florida was united in there. A young congressional was a delegation page named Matt Gaetz was
That's exactly where I
in the
was going to go.
chamber.
As soon as you stopped talking, I was going to bring up Matt Gaetz, but you went there anyway.
You could take my.
Matt Gaetz this was his first political experience. You will not take my truck nuts. I will write a check to my favorite friend who's a girl and make sure that she can buy a pair. Because this was before that he could Venmo them and just put little hearts in the message.
Wait, this is '96 when they came out. So do you think that's what Bulls on Parade was really about? The song.
Where is he? I'm in a different window.
Oh.
This is again going to be just him being silent saves him from this lowest spot.
Dude, Punk, if you want to get on Mad's good side, Panic at the Disco is the band you want to roll into this.
Hi, bye. Okay, well, bye.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
See the
Prince
rubber.
Albert edition.
I was fueled by ramen once.
I like Eclay, don't castrate my truck.
Real quick, I got something here. These are apparently the world's largest truck nuts. This really looks Florida to me. I love the reveal.
And there they are.
Can't hear you, Slender.
World's
You're muted.
largest truck nuts in the world.
Good
They're
lord,
so
dude!
big
They don't
drag
even.
the ground.
What in the hell?
Compliments of Big Dog's Customs. Look at that. They're so big they drag the ground.
And you're proud of
They,
how?
they drag the ground or they
Yeah.
drag on the ground?
No,
They drag the
Slender.
ground.
He said
thought-
what he meant.
I thought that's what could get you a fine, you know.
I feel like it should.
Dude, those
Damage
things
to
are
the road?
those things are gonna get shredded in like a week.
I think it'll do more damage to the road than it would to those.
Just think about
Um,
going over a speed bump or a speed hump.
Well, you got to imagine they're hollow, right? So maybe Slender's right, but if they were solid, then you got a problem.
Yeah, this guy's compensating for something.
I just
So
feel
in-
like the drivers behind them would, all the guys watching those just drag across the concrete are just, yeah. Oh, that it's like putting them across a cheese grater.
Did anyone else just have a flashback
would it
to the
make
South
yours
Park
hurt?
episode?
Like, would you get the sympathy pain? Like, oh,
Yeah, I think
Like,
you would,
I'm just thinking of
especially
all the.
since those highly resembled my nuts.
Ow.
His are spray painted silver.
Ew.
did you find that out when you were trying to put them in the mold?
No, you see, guys, that's just the release agent. It's not actually spray paint. It's just, you know, to keep the paper mache and all the mold from sticking. You know, adhering too much to it would rip the skin off. You know, otherwise.
Not the release agent that most of our nuts use.
Mad, what was the release agent with El Retardo?
Never released. Where are we at in the story?
We now move to Virginia, my home state,
Nice.
where a House member pushed for a $250 fine and a misdemeanor charge, worried about their increasing size.
Perfect timing with the clip.
I think that was definitely perfect timing. You didn't see. You said you didn't read this, right?
I did it though. I just
Uh,
finally got it down. Soul Assassin sent it to me.
But you'll be pleased to know the ACLU stepped in and defended truck nuts as a First Amendment
What?
expression.
Man, I guess this was back when ACLU was based.
The only thing the ACLU demanded was to make sure the truck consented before the nuts were attached.
That's not true.
These legal battles only serve to boost awareness and sales of truck nuts.
Dude,
Yes,
if you
the
find
Streisand.
yourself on either end of the aisle in a legal battle about truck nuts, you have wasted your fucking life. Find something better to do with your time.
Yeah.
So what about goat nuts?
This is, if this did
Goat
happen,
nuts were already in
2025
use from another doctor who is installing them into people.
Brinkley's.
No, if this was 2025, the people would be like, "How dare you assume the truck's gender and put balls on it?"
Mhm.
All right. So the increase in sales and awareness only served to intensify the rivalry between Ham and Saller. In 2009, Ham created the website All the Nuts with a Z, as he does, .com, aimed to sell all truck nut brands, including Bowls Balls. What he did is he ordered from Saller's website to provide stock for his own. But Saller's team, suspecting the intent, refused and refunded him before he could get his order.
We refuse to take your money to sell them on the separate market.
Ham still managed to obtain Bowls Balls from other suppliers and listed them without permission. Saller retaliated with a post on bowlsballs.com titled "Truck Nuts: A Quest for the Truth."
Man, come on, dude. Y'all can't be taking it this serious. You're talking about fucking plastic nuts
No.
hanging off the back of a truck, and you're like, how dare he? How dare I? How dare you?
Could I possibly get truck nuts with polyorchidism? That's where you have more than 2 testicles.
Yeah, we all
I'm the
know.
only one who laughed at that. Yes.
Yeah, but we all knew. Polyinscodos.
Poly means more.
Many.
Many. The many.
The power of 1, the power of 2.
Like,
the
why
power
do
of
we gotta
poly.
limit it to
Fuck
2
it.
nuts?
So again, so he posted "Truck Nuts: A Quest for the Truth," where he compared his large bull testicles to Ham's squirrel-sized ones.
I've seen some pretty big squirrel nuts in
I
my
was gonna
day.
say, don't you talk shit on the squirrels. As far as ratio goes, they're doing pretty well.
Especially Peanut before the government put him down.
Rest in
Peanut
peace,
had the
Peanut.
biggest balls of them all.
Now he
When it
rests
gets
with
to the US
Harambe.
government. I
All
almost
right.
forgot about that fucking thing. It took me a second. I'm like, Peanut? Who's Peanut?
How did you forget about Peanut?
I didn't.
I'm a little disappointed.
Better
in
not
you,
have forgotten about Peanut.
You know, no one
Never forget.
No one puts
Wallabies.
Peanut in the corner. Yep.
Well, the government did.
Yeah.
They put him up
So-
against a wall.
In addition to attacking the size differences, Saller went on to detail quality and price differences as well.
Oh boy.
Ham was furious and proceeded to drive from New Mexico to Tomball Plastics in California, posing under the assumed name Boozy Willis.
Wait, who? Willis?
Boozy Willis.
Boozy
To buy-
Willis?
Hold on,
Yes.
hold on. I'm Boozy Willis.
to buy testicles directly. Recognized by
Your truck
Tomball.
testicle.
I
I
heard
would
that
like
you
to
have
purchase
the.
my testicles direct from the source.
I heard you have the best testicles in the game. Wah. I'm guessing that's what he sounds like.
I'm here from Testicle Direct.
Yeah, so Tomball recognized him and had Seller escorted out. Never mind. Ham escorted out. Saller
You
then
mean Boozy?
Yeah. Saller then posted about this
Boozy.
quote unquote industrial espionage.
Espionage.
Well, okay, if it has to do with testicles, I'm pretty sure you'd prefer to be called Big Boozy.
Yes.
If you're a rapper, it's Lil Boozy.
Anyway, so mysteriously, after this industrial espionage attempt failed, a flood of negative Bulls Balls reviews were spread across the internet, accusing Saller of price fixing. Many of these reviews were traced immediately back to Ham because they were posted under the same alias, Boozy Willis.
Oh,
Hold on. Price fixing?
You
How much was he charging for these trucks?
Why do
Yeah, how
it's like
much did he
friggin'
cost?
trading places? It's just the old guys up there trying to corner the market. It's like first we get the orange juice futures. All right, what market do we go in next? Balls, bowls,
Freaking ball
balls.
gougers.
How much
The
you selling
internet-
your balls for? $30. I'm selling mine for $40. That's cool. I'll raise mine to $42.
The government's gonna have to step in, just like they have to do with airlines.
Well, clearly
Dude,
what's
truck
happening
nuts
is
are a human right.
Saller clearly has a monopoly on nuts. So
Like, can
we've
I
gotta-
just say, there's something great about these guys who are trying to sabotage each other using the internet, which is fairly new at this point. And these two guys don't seem like the most tech savvy guys. You know what I mean?
I
But they
don't know
got
that
it.
they're savvy at much of anything.
Yeah,
if I'm
like the
honest.
idea of using the same alias you tried to sneak in to the company with. All right. So Saller tried
It's
to
just-
counter with positive posts, but the deluge had overwhelmed him. And it was
I'm
at
still
this
just
point.
thinking about this message board or this comment section, and it's like Jay and Silent Bob at the end of it, where he's like, "Did you post on trucknuts.com? Bulls balls are the crap."
Don't listen to the haters. Our balls are plenty big.
I don't want the government deciding whose nuts are too big to fill.
You know, I think we should be proud. These homegrown bull testicles on truck businesses survived the Great Recession of 2007 and 2008 and came out stronger. The
Well,
government should have been propping them up as examples of great
Truck
American
nuts are
industry.
recession proof?
No.
Apparently.
Here's the thing. Think about it. The market, because the government bailed out the truck companies, so they kept the market for the bullet ball. So in the fact that they didn't actually have to go in and sort of boost or pad the balls, they just ensured that the demand for them, because they were still making
Hold on.
affordable trucks.
Can I do
Punk,
some?
hold on, time out. Punk Waddle is asserting that George W. Bush and Obama colluded to save the American auto industry to prop up the truck nuts market.
I have a
Man.
lot of red yarn.
They did bail out Ford, the F-150.
Dude, as long as there's trucks, there will
Like,
be truck nuts.
There's correlational studies to
Hold
be
on.
done. I didn't say
We gotta-
causation, but
We got to address this. Will Trump's tariffs bring back the truck nuts industry to middle America? The truck nuts industry never left. It's 100% American.
I
Now
Chinese
it's just
can't-
made with more.
You
Now
think
it's
the
just made
Chinese
with
can
more
make balls?
microplastics involved.
You think the little squirrel ones are small? The Chinese ones? No.
Dude, the Chinese, just like the Japanese, haven't gotten up to the level of trucks yet. They're still making those little ones that girls put on the bottom of their desks so they can fondle them while they're at work.
Wait, what?
oh,
You never heard of those?
No.
Yeah, that's a whole big thing over in Asia. They make
Wait, they
little
can
balls with a suction cup, and they tell women, yeah, you can put it under your desk so that you can fondle it while you're at work.
Meanwhile,
stress
nobody
ball?
in Japan is having
Yes!
sex. So
Yes! That's a
Why,
real
the
thing.
Japanese will
got
will
very
literally
quiet.
do anything to avoid having sex and procreating at this point.
It got very quiet because Mad was like, "Where can I order these to America? Is Trump's tariffs going to impact that?"
Are they softer than the truck nuts I currently have installed under my desk to fondle?
I was
I
waiting.
mean,
I didn't want to say anything and fuck it up. I was just like, just wait. It's about to
you
happen.
know, to his chagrin,
Slender's like, "Don't fuck it up! Don't fuck it up! I'm going to move."
to the chagrin of all that, you know, and I'll drag him into this because he hasn't talked, but we know there's different grades plastics, there's different resin, there's different sort of materials that could really affect the quality of the ball. Yeah.
Imp, when you get a gunpla kit on, do you make sure that it has nuts on it, or do you have
Dude.
to request that?
That's
as a
your thing.
separate-
Wait, hold on. No, Imp, your signature to your Gundam models should be a pair of truck nuts hanging from your Gundam.
No one else
Micro
would do it, Imp. You would have the market cornered.
You know, oddly enough, I do know a few people with 3D printers.
I mean, you could probably just buy them.
Just,
I guess, like, I don't know, maybe I don't know how
Truck
much
nuts
detail you
might
go
be a
into, but you
little
can slap a
bit
little
big for these.
slap a little stick glue on it, you know, and just put it on the Gundam.
Well,
How hard can it be?
In all fairness, some Gundams do come with the little removable spot for the so you could put on a stand, which could also be utilized to plug in the nuts.
This is true.
just make sure they're backlit by the LED display for your.
Fuck yeah, bro.
So while all this was
LEDs
going
in them. What are
on,
you talking about?
Oh, what if the nuts? I know nothing about Gundam, so that's gonna let that just be said up front. But what if the Gundam nuts transformed into a gun, right? Because don't Gundams transform or some shit? They're like Transformers.
not all
Some
Gundams
do, yeah.
transform, but some.
Yeah.
Nah,
You're like,
Hard
oh, you think
formers.
I'm out of ammo? And then the Gundam nuts, he goes, Gundam nuts.
Man, I put it in your chat in X, but apparently it's catching on. It's made it to Europe now too.
No.
You see it, right?
You gave us a link to the website? I thought it was a picture I was clicking on. There goes my fucking algorithm.
Yes, that's what screwed up your algorithm.
And my work here is done.
All right. So while all this was going on, a third player had sneakily entered the
A
market.
new challenger has entered the ring.
Wilson Kemp, a retired Florida school administrator, entered the market in 2002 after buying a truck nuts business on eBay. But unlike Saller and Ham, he avoided the feud completely by never claiming to be the original inventor.
Smart move.
Question: School administrator? What kind of school?
Yeah, I
It's an
All
immediately have
boys school.
It's
like
Florida.
red flags.
It's Florida. He clearly.
A lot of red flags here. If he was like a primary school administrator, this man might need to be in prison.
Because think
I'm
about
gonna-
him just walking around the halls of his high school thinking about nuts. Like, man, I got to
I think it's more likely that he probably was a school administrator in the Panhandle and saw Matt Gates and all his friends putting truck nuts on their trucks. It was like, damn, they're all buying that. I could make a fortune selling these things.
These kids love nuts.
Man, you got to, in this nut market, you got to separate yourself from the other nuts. You got to do something different. Be unique. Stand
Well,
out from the
sometimes
crowd.
you feel like a nut and sometimes you don't.
That's better.
As long as I stay in front of him, I'll be okay.
You took a double on that one.
Yeah, I don't know why. I was making
It was insulting.
reference. All
You need to
right.
try harder than that.
Look, I'm
Eyebrow entertainment.
says Mad demotes me as we were going over him fondling El Retardo for his entire adolescence.
Yeah, well, my entire what the fuck, dude! It was
escalated quickly.
It was one of those Indian summers, right? Red strokes. No, Garth Brooks. Anybody? No. Okay.
The
All right,
gifts
moving
that
on.
you wanted.
I know that song, but I didn't
Yeah.
know it was about a retarded bull.
He wasn't retarded. His Spanish name was El Retardo. Why is this so
Well, why
hard?
would he be called El Retardo if he wasn't retarded?
Yo, he
You
was
said
so
he acted
dumb.
like a dog.
He was so dumb.
And I guess the name kind of fits, right?
I'm still trying to figure out how you're He wasn't retarded. He was just really, really stupid.
He was really. I mean, no more than any other bull that was raised as a pet.
Now that I think back on it, he was really fucking dumb.
El Retardo Spencer Wells vagina.
El Retardo was so stupid that he was only ever interested in a cow named Jenny.
Dude, El Retardo was the one that would go up to the electrified fence and lick it and then whip his head back, look at it for a second, and then lick it again.
By the way, this it was a longhorn too, right? And the horns that this fucker had were massive. It popped every tire on every truck, every trailer we had. It put the leg of it would spin a picnic table, put it through the window of the cabin. Yeah, man, he was a pain in the ass.
Oh, was he?
Yeah.
Was he for you, Matt? With his longhorn?
If you keep fondling his balls, he is going to be a pain in your ass.
This
I
isn't
think
going to
they're
be the thing
implying
that
you
we
had
take away from this
relations
stream.
with that bull.
Yes, it is. We
It's
have
not
already
gonna be-
figured
no.
out what we're taking away.
It's more about giving than taking away.
No, not for Matt. Remember, he said he never
Yeah,
allowed
Matt's
El
not a giver.
Retardo
He's-
to.
He's
To
a very
finish.
selfish lover.
Where are we at in the story? Who's this new guy who came in?
Yeah, so but he, like you said, he avoided the feud just by all he had to do was say he didn't invent them, and he was apparently off scot-free. Now the online war peaked in January 2009 with a 47 post 17,000 word exchange on ripoffreport.com, with both men posting under their names and known aliases, accusing each other of fraud, defamation, and sociopathy. Saller even
Hold on. Accused of sociopathy?
Yeah, Saller posted an encyclopedia definition of sociopaths in reference to Ham. Whereas Ham responded by listing alleged felonies by Saller. Saller then claimed that Ham threatened his staff. On February 8th, 2009, a user wrote, "No longer a truck nut buyer,"
Oh.
lamenting how their feud had ruined the product's humor and urging them to stop.
I just can't enjoy my truck nuts no more because they just keep fighting.
How many
no
can't
longer a
repeat
truck nut
purchases does
buyer.
one make
Like,
of truck nuts?
I feel like this
once you
is
buy one set, you're good to go, right?
Yeah,
No,
you
some
kinda-
people-
biodegradable.
no. Some people are a
Nuts
collection,
to the
man. You want to
face.
get the different sizes and colors.
Yeah. Like
I
a truck nut
change the color of my
enthusiast.
truck nuts every day.
You know, some days I'm in a different mood. Sometimes I want that nice chromium.
Oh, dude, mood nuts.
Mood nuts. That's
How
an
dare
idea.
you? I invented those already.
So it lets you know how your truck is feeling, but like how much fuel it has, right? So it changes by the level of fuel in your vehicle.
By
It's
how
the-
low
Technically,
tell
aren't
because
all
it's-
nuts mood nuts.
because of how when it's got more fuel in the tank, the nuts hang lower, so you can
Oh,
they'll change.
Oh, the balls are getting blue. Need to fill it up again.
All right. So why do I picture that the dude who made that post was the same one who was in that wrestling video where he's like, "It was real to me, damn it." So 2 days later, Saller agreed and posted a cease and desist letter from his attorney to Ham and vowed to end his online posts. Now Ham didn't agree.
Wait, I'm
but
sorry. They're having like a negotiations on a peace treaty, like fucking Ukraine and Russia.
yeah,
They're
so,
coming to terms.
yeah, but Saller pulled himself out of the fight, but Ham, while continuing to attack, the attacks dwindled because Saller wasn't responding, so he didn't have as
It kind of
much.
took the fun out.
Yeah.
How
Go ahead.
it seems strange that it's like I'm voluntarily pulling myself out of this. Here's a cease and desist letter from my lawyers. I mean, if you're just stopping, you don't need the cease and desist.
I think the cease and desist probably also said that he was out and you need to cease and desist your continuing antagonism.
Yeah, basically saying, like you win. I'm a
Yep.
pussy. That's what he said.
So, and then Ham just got bored of it because he wasn't fighting back, and that's what he really was into, apparently. So the war faded by mid 2009. In 2011, in Banu, South Carolina, a police chief named Franco Fuda fined a 67-year-old Regina Tice $445 for red truck nuts on her Dodge truck, citing an obscene bumper sticker law. He demanded a jury trial to make an example,
What?
but repeated delays due to small jury pools stalled it. Fuda insisted that genitalia
How
were
would you do jury
offensive.
selection in a trial like that? Like, what's your
to,
opinion on
to make an
testicles?
example.
No, but like when you do jury selection,
Oh.
you have to select a jury, right? Like, what do you ask the potential jurors?
What is your I do not like obscene things. Do you like to censor
Yeah.
animal body parts on your vehicles?
If you saw
What's
a
your
giant
opinion on the
pair of
First
bull
Amendment?
testicles hanging off the back of a truck, would that offend you?
You know how to get out of that, right? You'd be like, I need to be excused from jury selection because I had a testicle injury, and this trial will only remind me of the pencil that went into my left nut while playing basketball.
Or you can
I'll
say,
be-
Hold on a second.
I grew up with a.
What movie was that from?
I'm trying to remember now.
Was it Along Came Polly?
Along Came Polly. Yeah. No, it wasn't because
No, it wasn't.
it was
carries
while
a
you were
pencil?
sleeping.
It was while you were sleeping. Who carries a pencil in his basketball shoe? I'm a lawyer. I remember that was a great line. I'm a lawyer. I have things I need to do, so I carry a pencil. So
I
the
can say I'm
chief,
racist. Oh, by the way,
poli-
real quick, this is so overly complicated bit for like a 15-second TikTok video to back up a truck with truck nuts up against another truck with truck nuts just to hear them clang together.
You know,
So
that's
now-
funny and all, but then I want them to twist the truck nuts together and see which one can pull the other.
That just
Oh.
causes torsion.
so this is where you need to get the other female product on a minivan and see them back up and see what happens.
Well, then you would have baby
You'd have your baby SUV.
Yeah, you would have
Create an SUV.
you
would
would
be
have
a
Mini
Cooper's.
Cooper,
You get a Ford, like you get a Mini Cooper out of it.
Ford Fiesta, or a Mini
No,
Cooper.
it's got to be American made, not a Mini
Okay,
Cooper.
Ford Fiesta.
There you go. The Ford EcoBoost.
It's got to be American made.
Or the-
a Ford F-150 and a,
Right,
and a
I'm looking.
minivan. Then a Nissan Rogue pops out, and the Ford's like, "What the fuck?" bitch?"
I need
Is
to.
I
this
want-
it?
I want a VIN test immediately. I want a VIN test, and we're taking this to court.
And you're getting
Well,
an
this
emissions
needs-
check too.
Yeah, there's
Look.
no way that's mine.
I'm gonna share the picture that Sherry has sent me in our chat because I don't think I can show that on the internet on YouTube. Let me find it. It is shocking.
You're building
Now keep
this
going.
up, man.
Sorry, now I gotta try to
Most-
find it.
Let it-
Most of the
Sherry,
things Sherry
so-
sends us are.
All right. So, but due to small jury pools, it stalled. Even though the chief insisted genitalia were offensive, especially to children, no trial date was ever set, and the charges were dismissed.
So they dropped the balls on it.
Yeah. Saller, as he got older, his health declined. His web host, John Beeman, died, and so Saller sold Bull's balls to Chad Tomble, who was the one who took care of the molds. On March 10th, 2014, Saller died in his sleep with his dog Duder by his side. His obituary was brief, stating, John died in his
Wait,
sleep with
His
Duder by his
dog's
side.
name was Duder.
Yeah, what else would you expect the person who
That's-
created Bull's
That
balls
is
to do?
exactly what I would have guessed if I were asked.
I mean, I would have thought his dog would have been named Boozy, but I guess Duder.
Oh
No,
that would've
no.
been a good.
Or balls with a Z.
Yeah.
Wait, that was Ham's
No, that
dog.
was Ham. So
Oh,
yeah, so again, the obituary was just John died in his sleep with Duder by his side. He'll be missed. Tomble adopted Duder after Sailor's family declined. So that's kind of nice of the dude to actually adopt the dog.
Yeah.
too.
Yeah.
Yeah. So. Ham,
That's
upon
called
learning of
bros,
the
though.
death, remarked, "Wow, he's dead. That's amazing." That's- In 2015, Vice reporter Mac Lemure uncovered the feud and wrote a story about it. In talking with Ham, he finally admitted to some of the blog posts, but chuckled angrily when pressed if he posted all of them, including under the fake names. He and Tomble continue selling truck nuts, and South Carolina's obscene bumper law faces a constitutional challenge. So, and that's where we're at in current day.
All right, damn it! I'm gonna have to share with the fucking on the stream because it won't let me download it. It's the incorrect. So I'm not gonna leave it on for long. So get a good look. Here it comes. This is what she sent me. Sherry sent this.
Yeah, you're fine with that.
So we finally get a picture of what you were doing with Ron at the meetup.
Like, I don't know how to feel about that. Ew, are those real nuts?
probably.
Probably
That's why I
Probably real
use my
bull
secret
testicles.
mode.
Rocky Mountain oysters.
Yes.
Oh,
Got them, Luca. All right, what happened? Are we done? Is that the ending?
That's the ending.
Technically,
They're still selling.
What did I
it.
miss?
a
Did they live
short
happily ever
episode.
after?
No, Saller
we're
No,
still
died.
one of
fighting in
them
court
died, and
over
then the
whether
other
it's
one was
obscene.
like, "That's great."
Oh no!
and the court's still fighting whether it's obscene or not.
All right.
in
Well,
South
I got
Carolina.
this. You're gonna have to unmute yourself, but I got this.
Hey Jim,
Oh,
how
boy,
you
I'm
doing?
gonna turn
Hey,
that the
look.
fuck down. Oh, hold on. That man.
That was crazy loud.
That was really
Right?
loud. I'm deaf now. Thank you.
Hold on. I'm about to do it a different way. That did not
Hurts
work
us.
like I thought it was going
I
to.
feel fine.
Let me see.
What?
What?
I like this. One time, my coworker put truck nuts on our boss's truck without telling him, and it was a while before he noticed.
Why does everybody keep giving me dirty looks when they drive by?
And why do some women look at me approvingly?
All right. Can you share my thing?
There you go.
All right. Solus hasn't sent this.
Hey Jim, how you doing? Hey, look, I used to sell these. These are kind of funny, but they had a problem. Their wrist would get limp. So, hey, look.
What's the problem with the wrist getting limp there, Stan? I don't know your name.
Is
My
this
good friend
like
Trey
the
Joe's
real
gonna come
truck
by.
nuts guy?
Yes. One of them.
And he's going to share with you
Which one is
all
it?
the neat stainless steel.
The
He's
one
got
that
a little
used
hammer he wants to
Z
show you.
for nuts.
And I'll just bring him in here. Hey, Trade Show.
Hey, David, how are you?
But
Hey,
it
have
doesn't.
fun,
It
buddy.
says
Talk to my
nuts
friends.
with an
Oh,
S.
hi, Jim.
Jim,
It
That's
says
you?
nuts on the
Damn,
right.
it is you,
The
isn't it?
original nuts on the net.
I have a cure for this,
What's the cure?
but we won't go into that right now.
Damn it.
8-inch polished stainless steel. And you think I'm kidding? When I say stainless steel, listen carefully. Holy crap, holy. And that is stainless steel. I'm not hurting
Who
it.
needs
No
a
dings,
cowbell?
no chips, no fouls, no airs. That's a nice product.
I got a
You want
fever.
to stick one on your
The prescription
2-inch receiver, your
It's more
trailer hitch?
stainless steel
You've got the
nuts.
little gasket that goes with. Oh, the little gasket.
But they don't
that goes-
swing. Oh, what the fuck, bro?
and it's got the two little holes.
Oh, you know these guys were
Now
like,
you're
bro,
just celebrating it.
we fucking nailed it, man. This fucking commercial is gonna be so funny.
You stick your security things in there, and you won't lose it. Can you see it going down the road? That's a nice one. For you guys that like to go down Main Street at midnight and make some racket, we have the famous Bull's Balls. Where the
Oh my god, I
Oh,
want to shoot
fuck
somebody
off.
if they were driving that.
I
No,
could follow that vehicle and slash their fucking tires
in Minecraft.
in Minecraft.
Think about it. Think about it. Can you hear anything? That's awesome.
He's the funny friend.
I mean, could
Anyway,
they not
Angel
afford the guy
Ball.
who did the slap nut or slap chop commercials?
What I don't understand
Watch
is
this.
how
You're gonna love my nuts.
no, but with this guy's super strong sales pitch and that product, how are they not richer than Elon?
about selling this stuff at the trade shows, but
true.
right now my water
This
bill's
guy could
kicking
own
in, and I
Twitter.
gotta get out here.
Oh, that was
Oh,
so
boy.
bad.
That's like one of those local
Oh my
commercials.
god, there's a whole channel. Of course, it hasn't. They haven't.
Remember when YouTube first became a thing and everybody was
Yeah.
like, man, the standards of quality have gone way down because of social media and everybody's ability to post everything online? They were wrong.
Howdy, friends. Welcome to the home of America's premier windshield protectant. BulletproofYourWindshield.com.
This doesn't feel real.
To this revolutionary new product called Bulletproof Windshield.
Motherfucker.
Is this the same
The
guy?
little box.
Yes.
You're gonna...
All I can think about looking at him is, you have my stapler? I'm gonna set the building on
Oh,
fire.
I look at him. I'm like, what NFL team did you coach for?
You know, it's,
propane and
the
propane
previous video-
accessories.
The
Holmgren.
previous video, I looked at him and I'm like, he walked into the bar and everybody said, Norm!
protected. There's
By
nothing
the way, do not expect something that comes in a box the size of a condom box to block bullets.
else like it on the
It's
market.
a really,
Technically,
really
is that what
strong condom.
Isn't that what
If-
condoms are supposed to do?
If he takes
I
some
don't
kind
wear 'em.
of spray out of this thing, I'm going to be pissed.
All the things that this product will do for you. This amazing product covalently bonds to your glass. And protects from
Covalently.
damage
Okay,
due to
now
road
define
debris
covalent.
or from pitting due to sandblasting. At this point, most people ask me a couple
Wait,
of good
who is
questions. They say,
sandblasting
"Why haven't
their
I heard of this
windshield?"
before?" Well, I'll tell you, Bulletproof Windshield Protectant is new to the market.
Mother
And
Nature.
As a matter of fact, it was named as Heavy Duty Trucking Magazine's top 20 new products for 2009. And they also
Was
have-
it?
How many new products?
Well, I tell you,
Yeah.
Was it
all
number
Out of
20
10.
out of 20?
No, it was 20 out of 10.
Your windshield is rough and
Did you
thin,
guys
much
read
like
the
a
upper left
sheet
of the box?
sandpaper. So as road
No.
debris hits the windshield, it grabs the rough
The upper
surface.
left on the box
It
was
exerts
like,
pressure
protects
on a very
against rock
concentrated
chips.
point, and that's what causes the crack or the chip.
It's bulletproof.
So
Protects against rock
windshield
chips.
protectant fills in those glass imperfections on a molecular level. It
Oh.
changes the
Bitch, you don't know
surface
what man-
properties of the glass.
Does it
thereby
coagulate?
creating a clean, smooth glass surface. The treated windshield
It creates
is
a
no longer
covalent bond at a molecular level. Also, buy my testicles.
fitted, and that allows the
From the guys that brought you truck nuts,
Hold
it's
on, can I-
bulletproof glass.
Can I just
Meanwhile,
say,
it has the same exact smell as clear coat for your fingernails.
this dude, no, to be fair to this dude, he has as much scientific acumen as Bill Nye the Science Guy, and
true.
therefore I should trust what he's saying.
to
Yeah.
reflect naturally.
That's one point in
So
his favor.
there's little to no pressure to the glass. The result.
What I'll also say
little
is
to
if he
no
was really
damage
smart, he'd have an actual pocket protector instead of just pens
to the
in his
windshield.
Oh
pocket.
boy.
That rock ship
Bulletproof
looks like a
windshield
TIE
protector
fighter.
is also highly water repellent,
Duh.
so it makes for a
Who is
much
putting this
safer
shit on a
driving
Bugatti?
experience
Fuck you.
in
So
all weather
this is the
situations.
shit that later
And those
became
bugs,
Rain-X, right?
They simply just rinse right off. One package of bulletproof
My God.
windshield protected will
Look at
protect
the
your
CRT
windshield for
TV in
1
the
year.
background behind
We
him.
have it in sizes for standard size autos.
This is
We have
like
it in sizes for RVs or
He hasn't even
trucks,
showed us how
or
is
even
it's
for our fleet
applied to your
customers, we have it in
windshield.
Big drums. You know, don't delay. Go ahead and get
this
yours
is
today,
amazing green screen
because
work,
rain
guys.
isn't the only thing
think we
hitting
need
your
to give him
windshield.
credit.
I really feel like, did you think Culture was the one producing it?
It
It
is
does-
up there with
Oh
his
wow! I
Showbiz
hope
Pizza
Culture isn't
commercial.
watching. That was a low blow,
Uh,
Chad.
Slender, have you seen the Showbiz Pizza
Oh
commercial?
man, I would have to
I
find
don't-
it.
Right, it's actually
I'm-
the training. It's not a
I'm
commercial.
gonna be nice. I'm being.
It's the training video.
I'm a nice guy today. I'm the
Oh,
friendly one.
what was it? Showbiz, right?
Showbiz Pizza.
All right.
Culture
Before we go, let
Casino.
me see if I can find the Showbiz. I know I have it saved
I'll look too.
probably
One
somewhere.
of us will find it.
Yep. All right. Any final thoughts? I got it. No, wait, that's just the commercials. Final thoughts on truck nuts?
You know,
I regret
Go
not having a hitch to be able to purchase them.
see, I'm old school. I like the dice in the mirror. Although, if Trucks Nuts was a thing, you think they would have had or
Wait.
aren't they doing Spaceballs too? The movie.
Real quick, did you see the
Supposed to be.
Did you see that the license plate said for us and the dice in the mirror? And you thought this cab was rare, but nah, forget it. Your home's a Bel Air.
I'm just expecting now that if they actually do Spaceballs too, it should have Truck Nuts on the ship.
You could break the world record for truck nuts on a monster truck.
I'm sure they've done that.
Found it.
100.
I'm looking forward to seeing a Cybertruck with truck nuts.
It has to have already happened.
They'd have to not be round. They'd have to be little dodecahedrons.
Hold on a
Yeah,
second.
it'd have
If you
to be
add
cubism.
if you add truck nuts to a Cybertruck, does it automatically self-drive to Ashley St. Clair's house?
Anyway, you can share my screen whenever.
I feel like there's multiple it could drive to.
All right, so I'm gonna play this and
It's adding additional destinations.
everybody guess who. See who you think this is.
Hi, I'm Jerry Giles, Artistic Director for Showbiz Pizza. Let me tell you a little bit about myself.
Nope, doesn't
I've
ring
been
a
in the
bell
theater
for
business
anybody.
for a few years now.
Who's
Well,
Jerry
man.
Bachelor of Fine
Giles?
Arts degree from
It's
the
either
University of Texas
Mankind
at
or
Austin.
Culture
I've
Casino.
owned a couple of theaters in my time. Had a couple of shows on
Is that
Broadway,
Culture?
television, movies, that sort of thing. Painted scenery for operas.
I mean,
worked in
it's not
music
culture,
parks
but it
all
looks
over the
like
country.
it
It's
could be.
100%.
We're gonna have
Okay.
a one-on-one,
It's culture.
close in.
No, see, you guys just think of him as with that beard, but let me find.
I've seen it.
Hold on a second. That video was from like 1983. or
Yeah,
something.
and he's 73
Yeah.
now. It makes sense.
Culture was 40 years old then.
Culture's that old?
Oh,
I'm
I feel
Well,
jealous.
like
put
I don't
it
think
this
I'm
way,
gonna make it to
Slender.
that age.
If they made a mold of Culture's nuts for truck nuts, they would drag on the ground.
I feel like hey, if I used Grok AI to put truck nuts on a Cybertruck and made that joke as an X post, do you think I'd get banned by Elon? Probably. I wonder, should I try to get my account banned? That'd be hilarious.
Why don't you do it with a different account?
That's true. I'll do it on Mad's account.
Whoa. Yeah, I don't care. I'm shadow banned. Nobody would see it.
This is the one time that thing we get like 1 million views. Get shared around.
Of course. All right. So, anybody else got anything?
Josie picks it up and retweets it.
Oh, promote your shit while I'm looking for something.
All right. What is today? Tuesday? So bourbon and boarding
Yes.
on Saturday.
You're going to be
Bolton on
celebrating the
Sunday.
new gold champion on the next bourbon and board, right?
Weasel said I may have gotten a meme idea from this show and DM'd it on Discord to Mad and Brahma. Would you like to share with the class, Mad and Brahma?
I can't. I'm looking for something.
I'm gonna go check. Yeah, we'll be talking a little bit about Ovechkin on Saturday.
Did you see the clip where somebody side by sided it with LeBron James getting the scoring record?
Yeah,
And
and
Ovi.
LeBron celebrates himself, and everybody else jumps on
Yeah.
top of Ovi. Yeah.
Who's next with the promotion thing?
All right, Slender.
Ascendant Arcade. We will most definitely be playing some kind of game on Thursday. I might do something tomorrow. I'm not sure yet. Problem I run into right now is we've had the weird weather where it's like 80 degrees one day and then now it's 20 degrees today, and that made everybody in the house sick. So yay!
Well, I'm still dragging you to Warfare Thursday because I've been looking forward to that movie for like
me too.
months.
That's fine. I'll just cough all over whoever sits too close to us, and then they will suffer for eternity.
Chad, so basically the same thing that he just said. Imp, you got anything?
Same thing Slender just said.
Yeah.
I mean, Chad, same thing. Well, Chad was going to promote our Friday show.
Oh, I
Yeah,
thought you
he is.
did. I wasn't listening.
No, he was.
Wait, don't put Imp at the top.
That's true.
Hey,
Here's what-
stop! Just promote your shit.
Here's what Weasel said. Here's what Weasel sends on Discord.
Okay, I'll take that.
Oh, is that Mater?
Yeah,
Oh, the truck nuts on the back.
on the toe
Oh,
hook.
Mater.
Hold on. He has definitely combined two things from this show: the truck nuts and El Retardo the Bull.
That is not what you know what? I'm gonna play this because, like, if you look at this, it looks more like the showbiz pizza game.
Casinos in the ring, casinos in the ring, no fucks given. Casino, casinos in the ring.
This is gonna get back to him that you ran.
He
out of
knows I've
time
had
on a
that clip
short
for
show
years.
We've
and
run
then
these
immediately
clips so many
started making
times with
fun of
him.
Oh my god!
I've had
Mater,
that clip
these
for
nuts.
years.
You know what
Don't
Culture's
hit her,
gonna
these
say?
nuts.
Culture's gonna look at the camera and say, "These are my friends," and then we'll laugh and move on.
True. Very
Of
true.
Cybertruck nuts? Oh boy.
Meanwhile,
We're gonna have to
he
make
adds
this
us
a
to
whole
the list
section.
of people that he's planning to kill.
Yeah, it's like, what is that? I'm really glad I apologized to that guy.
Oh, does
Billy
Culture
Madison.
have a lipstick
Yeah.
list?
Yes.
I'll promote myself. I'm a positive penguin. Do my PSAs on Friday, my Ice House videos, and Monday, Tuesday, I try to drop a few little shorter things throughout the week. So check it out.
When he says positive penguin, he's meaning positive for chlamydia penguin.
Well, don't tell Sugar Waddle that. But okay, that wasn't funny. Oh, okay. Tough crowd. But the other
Look,
thing
no,
is,
if it makes you feel
I
better,
would
was
assume she
not
either
even
knows
listening.
or nothing's happened for a long time.
yeah. The other thing is with all these. Wait, what? Let's stop. I agreed too readily. The other thing, unrelated to nothing else happening at home, is the fact that I've thought there's all these memes and all this stuff about penguin representation. I really think I need to do something about that.
Oh,
all
boy.
these McDonald Island penguins.
Brahma, did you already promote your thing?
Yeah.
Hit the button.
Machiavelli production.
This is now Mr. Kansas Law Dog. Law don't go around here. Savvy? Yeah. Yeah, that's real good, Law Dog, because law just don't go around here.
Go ahead,
They
punk.
keep on calling me, want me to put it down.
I can't unmute
Oh,
you,
baby,
punk.
run to
Unmute
me, run
yourself.
to me. Don't go from smile to frown.
Oh, I was saying, penguin representation.
Law
The
don't go
ambassador
around
Goodwill
here.
from
And I say,
McDonald Island
hey, Law,
exports of penguins
Law
everywhere.
don't go around here.
You're no daisy, no daisy
I felt bad.
at all. And I say, hey, Lord doggy, Lord don't
Wouldn't get
go
the
round.
first
Hold on. Slender, did you have something you wanted to say? I saw you chirping in the back.
I just said you should not have felt bad.
I want you to know it's over.
It proves he's still human.
Bye.
R.I.P. El Retardo.
Humanity's overrated.
These nuts.
Truck nuts!